Moving 2020 garbanzo beans. These are chickpeas, Sawyer variety. We're finally gonna move. So, clean the bottom of the bin out. The other bin's got Sierras in it. Those are another variety. It's all going. Good price too.
Now, since the grader is over here, I don't need it over here anymore, but I figured, you know what, let's knock off this high spot in front of these bins, because it kind of was flat, but it also leaned a little bit into the bins. And where the road is, where we drive, is actually a hole. So I raked a lot of it over and then put it in that little low spot. It's still low, but we're planning on getting some road mix to try to get in here. So if it rains, it'll pack this down, and here's a bunch of rocks that pulled up, which is great because I gotta pick them by hand. Maybe that's not so great, but it is what it is. But we're done with the grader. That's all that matters, right? Let's take it back to the shop.
All right, I'm back in the sprayer, and I'm giving Nick a break. He's golfing, playing around the golf. I'm spraying around my field, and I've got my trusty cohort here. Hey, Kobe, want to say hi? His eyes are glued to furry friends, sort of friends, that might jump out. So, anyway, yeah, we're in the process of getting our wheat covered. Great spraying weather, beautiful weather. It's about 65, 66 degrees, light breeze.
Got some neighbors. They're pesky. That's what they are. Bunch of pesky neighbors. All right, guys. We got to fix an oops moment we had a few years ago. This bin right here has winter wheat in it. We started pulling the winter wheat out last year, or the year before, and had mold on top of the bin. When we put the grain in the bin, it was a little too wet. It got hot and molded just the top of it, not a lot. So what we need to do is we're going to take this VR12, and we're going to run the tubing all the way up the bin, tie it to the ladder, and go down on top of the bin. And then we're going to get up there and throw the chunks and the mold and shovel all that crap so it sucks in the vacuum, or the grain back, into a truck, and we got to just get rid of it. It's junk. You can't do anything about it. It sucks, but it is what it is. But we need this bin and this bin right here to move on those hoppers. So we're going to take care of that, and it's an embarrassing moment for Welker Farms. We don't want to talk about it, but you know what? You guys need to know things happen. You're trying to make wise decisions. You're like, oh, it looks good enough. We can put the moisture in the bin. It won't be too bad. But these don't have aeration on them, and so it was a bad mix. But anyways, it's gonna be interesting. We've never done this before, but I don't see a reason why it won't work. Now, we're doing something a little different. This bin here has that big, massive gaping hole because the door blew off of the building over here and punched a hole in it. We're not gonna stick this bin up on those hoppers because, well, we have to fix that hole. And the bottom ring on this bin is a very light wall ring. It started to compress and collapse a little bit in the inside of the bin. They put stiffeners to try to help it. Well, the next two bins are actually stronger bottom rings. So what we're gonna do is we'll take those two rings, or two bins right here, and move them over, which means we need to take the wheat out of this one and the next one. Actually, that's empty. Yeah, that one's empty. Yeah, a little bit of work, a little bit of hassle, but we're making progress. Okay, so this is the bin that got the big hole, as you can tell. I don't know what gave it away. If you look, they put angle iron pieces around the whole bottom of the bin. They're not really all the same size apparently, but who cares, right? And this is what they call corrugation. You have each one of these ridges, and this is like a 2.66, I think is what they call it. I could be wrong, I don't know, I'm not very good at terms. But they started to collapse of all the weight of the bin and the product in here. They start to collapse, and then it'll buckle the bin, and the bin will fall over, and bad things happen. So they took it down, cleaned it all out, put these stiffeners in, because these bottom sheets were not heavy enough. When you build bins, without stiffeners, you always have the bottom sheets are heavier, and then as you're going up, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. You don't really have to have heavy duty all the way to the top. Some bins, they'll do heavy duty all the way to the top, depending on how big the diameter of the bin is, but that's the thing, is how big of the bin is, how tall, how wide, all that stuff is a factor. Well, when they engineered this bin, whoever put together or got the parts to put it together did not factor it very well. Oh, this will be good enough. Let's use some light stuff and we'll just put it on the top. Yeah, that has a problem. So anyways, this bin here has got a cracked floor. It's leaking water all the way around the bottom and it gets stuff contaminated. It's kind of just a junk bin, but we'll probably end up patching this hole and use it as a surge bin if we need a little bit more storage for something small. Or maybe we'll move it someday, I don't know. But we're not using this bin. We're gonna use this bin and the next bin. We're over there, so fun. Well, we stopped backing into the truck and there's a reason for. I started noticing it was peaking the pile in the truck, and then I started noticing a few chunks. Oh, there's something wrong. We got one truck cleaned out. That was pretty good stuff, but we got more mold chunks to clean out. On the back side of the bin, there's a bunch of mold buildup, and the reason why it's on the back side of the bin is our sun faces this side. Well, the sun baked the steel, dried it out, but the back side of the bin, well, no sunlight, no heat, and it just kept building the condensation and moisture and built up a bunch of chunks. So when we cleaned out the top, it looked clean, but as we sucked it down, there's a bunch of buildup on the back of the wall that we couldn't tell. So here's the deal. We are going to shovel and scrape, well, he volunteered real quickly, as much as he can of the chunks out the door. We'll just pile it on the ground. We'll use a skid steer and get rid of it. And once you get enough of it, then you'll suck some down, and then he'll keep throwing out, suck down until we get a lot of those chunks out. It's nasty, but it is what it is.
Well, hoppers are back in their temporary spot. Yummy. Wind is howling. We're gonna still drill the holes out, try to get the concrete poured soon. It's gonna be really hot. And if all goes to plan, we'll get those hoppers back on here next week and possibly the bins moved on top. So, making progress. Check out those clouds. Got a thunderstorm rolling in that was not forecasted. I don't think it's gonna do much, but
That is cool. Gorgeous sunset tonight, but that, I just love the streaks there. That is neat. Huh. Oh, hey, nice truck.
Oh boy, that's a huge rock. I need to get that before this crop gets too tall and we forget about it. And then we drag it in a combine header. So we'll get to that in a second. I was thinking I could manhandle one of these up in the bed of the Defender here, but that's a big rock. I'm not an Atlas stone lifter. Fortunately, I'm not Brian Shaw or Eddie Hall. So I'm gonna use something else, see if we can drag this out of the field. Tire chain. Okay, let's see. 4-wheel drive, lock the differential, get a mouthful of seeds. All right, one down. Let's go to number 2. Once again, I thought I could manhandle that, but I'm gonna hurt my back if I try to lift that one. So let's try to do it again. Gonna leave little streaks in the field, but I'd rather have a streak and a little bit of crop tore up than a $1,000 to $1,500 cutter bar on the header broke. Not worth it. Oh, I can grab that one.
Yeah.
All right, I see that's good. Let's go back, find what the other guys are doing. I got a feeling we're gonna be drilling some holes, but I wanted to get this done while it was on my mind. It's Monday. The trucks are full of wheat from earlier this week. So let's go take that winter wheat in, dump it, and then we can clean out the rest of that bin. And the schedule today, what we got going on is clean the bin out, and then take the digger derrick, 2-inch bit, start punching holes, clean those out. I'm getting ready to pour some concrete. We don't know if we're gonna get concrete this week. The facility in town is pretty busy, but we might be able to get concrete from another small town nearby and get some concrete poured this week, but it's possible. I don't know, we'll see. I know that they're really busy, but hopefully we can get that done. Now we sucked out the bottom of the bin and it looked really good. There's no damage at all on the bottom of the bin. So we thought about it, and we only have, for winter wheat seed, we have a hopper over here that has 2,200 bushels. That's pretty full, so about 2,200 bushels of capacity of winter wheat for this fall, if the conditions are right. But if we want to put more in, we kind of need more seed. We either buy it or we keep what's on the truck. We're thinking about keeping what's on the truck and putting it in a bin for the time being, so we have it available if we need it. And if we don't use it, then we will pull it out of the bin and sell it. Now we've already marked all of the holes that we need to drill, which the rebar. When we had the hopper bottoms here, we just got it where we wanted, found a little piece of rebar in, so that way we know where we need to drill instead of trying to measure it all out with measuring tapes and all that other stuff, which we did on the other one. It just takes a long time. So anyways, when we want to drill a hole, go over, pull the rebar out, put it right there, and just start drilling. Let's get this done, guys.
All right, he's done at the dogger shop, and Karen has did her talent squeezing her hand back and forth. A lot of times it's like this, but this time it's moving the scissors. But anyway, so here's what he looks like. And what is all this wool doing on the ground? And the table.
Stand up and show up.
Here, you want to, come on, you want up? Get up. All right. Up. And so underneath that black coat is gray.
Well,
a bunch
so
of
that's
gray.
all the down. This is all going to brush out and leave guard hairs.
Yep, but he's got
As you
areas
see.
of lighter.
Really fluffy. There's no way I would have ever brushed this out. Look at this,
Yeah.
all that fluffy.
Yep, and all this stuff is going to continue to come out.
But at least it can come out now. Before
Yep.
it couldn't.
And I think he felt better. What do you think?
He's got to feel better with this heat.
Huh? All right, you want to come off?
Come on, Kobe.
Come on.
Get down. Come on. Get down.
All right, another dog a cut above the rest. Thanks, hon.
At least he's cooler.
Yeah.